Hey, so today's post is going to be a little different. Now, if you follow me on Twitter or you're in my Discord, you'll know that every Saturday I take part in a D&D campaign called Yarberskir Rock the North, which is run by the wonderful Olirant. Now, Ollie is also part of a Kickstarter campaign to get a skirmish battle tabletop game put out called Schism, Immolation of Oethenfur, which is set in the same universe as the D&D campaign he runs. And as a little fun thing, he sent me a bunch of images of the models that are part of the game, and we're going to do some little voiceover stuff for what these characters might sound like. Now, if you want to do this yourself, you should go to the Kickstarter that's linked in the description and back the project. I personally have. I've already backed the early bird offer, so I'm going to get one of these boxes if it's funded, and it can only get funded if people like you help out, even if it's only $5, $10, something like that. Anything at all to help make this a reality. So if you're wondering what it's like, it's a skirmish game, kind of like Warhammer and Battletech and things like that, and bolt action. Basically, it's like you get some models, they've got some basic rules and stats, and you duke it out in a quick little half-hour game. It's not as complicated as things like Warhammer are, where it's pages upon pages of books. It's pretty rules light, pretty simple, and also the models that come with the box, you can paint them. You can make them however you want to. So, without further ado, let's do some impromptu voice work for these, shall we? Alright, so the first faction we're going to take a look at is the Northmen. And the first one of them I can see is the Charger. Now, big, bulky, strong person with a big beard and 2 hand axes. There's 2 ways I would go about this. Both of them are kind of stereotypical, but if it works, it works. So you've got your standard, kind of Skyrim guard, someone stole your sweet roll kind of voice that would... it fits. It's maybe not the strongest I could do. Or the other way you could go for would be something more like a tough Scottish accent, which I know that some of you might know sound right coming from me, but I actually am Scottish. But you just kind of have to ham it up a wee bit, Now, I could see this working quite well for a character like this. A bit bit rough, rugged. Try and say both them at the same time. And yeah, I think that would work quite well. It would be a bit anticipated, a bit stereotypical. You'd kind of guess that's what they would sound like anyway. But yeah, I'd say that fits. I'd say that was quite well for him. Next up, we have Nana Vedder. I honestly don't know how to pronounce some of these names, so Ollie, when you watch this, I'm sorry, I really am. Now, old women are something that I'm not super good at doing without going in the stereotypical, oh, you youngins, which I don't think fits this. This seems more like a much more stronger, much stronger, willful kind of character. I would say in terms of voice, maybe closer to, like, Sylvanas, who has even though the voice is obviously quite an aged one, it's still really strong. It's a really powerful one. Or Flemeth from Dragon Age. That would be another good choice. So something still a little, sounding a little older, but with that kind of backing strength to it. Something that commands respect, makes you stop and pause. Probably not the best voice I've ever done, but something along those lines I think would work really well. They have that kind of air to them. You don't fuck with them, They're not just like your old granny that hands out sweets. This person will fuck you up. And next up, we have the Shield Maiden. Now, let's see, a strong, sort of large woman, big shield. My first instinct would be to go kind of lowered with it. Again, that, I guess like a slight accent. That's kind of cheating though, because they're all Northmen. But yeah, definitely lower down. I need to try and make sure I keep resonance forward anyway. But to have a quite booming presence, it's a difficult one to do. It's not a voice I'm very good at doing, but definitely like a lower down, but still somewhat light and full of life. It sounds more like a kind of a Mediterranean than anything like Scandinavian or anything like that. But yeah, that kind of low down, but still light, full of energy. I can't really do it. It's not a voice I'm very good at doing. It's hard balancing low in the throat and trying to get resonance forward to get a feminine quality. It's tough, but yeah, that kind of voice. Low, powerful, but that kind of up and downness to it, that breadth where it's not just sat low, there's a lot of lightness to it. You know, it can go high and be loud and still carry that kind of weight and presence with it. It's not a voice I can do, but yeah, I would say that works quite well for her. And last but not least of the Northmen, we have Vicar? I think that's how you pronounce that name. Again, sorry, Ollie. This one kind of similar to the Shield Maiden, but I'd say not as deep, but still has that kind of lower down and still somewhat forward, but a deeper voice, strong, has a lot of presence to it. The kind of voice that projects far, that kind of thing. You know, it's still on the slightly lower end, but still has that lilt to it, that lightness, but it's able to project something with a lot of power and presence. Kind of a deeper, not quite as light as other feminine voices. It's not quite, you know, yeah. It's definitely not there. Nah. Somewhere around here, maybe. Something strong, powerful, something to step on you, you know? Alright, onto the War Called, which is the other faction you get in the box set of Schism, Immolation of Oethenfur. Back today on Kickstarter. So, the first one to look at, I see, is the Warg. Now, that's creature noises, and I'm only somewhat okay at some creature noises. But, seeing as it's a Warg, I would say it probably sounds quite like a dog, or wolf, but lower, a little bit more kind of slimy or more like drool-like. So, as an off-the-top thing, like a... No, that's a little more like... That's not quite warg. Nah, I can't do animal noises. I can do some, but I can't do that. But... like... That wasn't too bad. I'll take it. I'll take the dub on that one. That was not bad. Okay, so next up we have Goblin Archers, which will definitely be easier to do than a Warg. So 3 of these guys, so probably only fair I do 3 voices. Let's see the models. Okay. So we've got 1 male, 1 female, and another male that looks scared shitless. So probably something like somewhere around here, maybe. The goblins. Hey, that was mine. No, that was mine. Could you two stop arguing, please? This is already stressful enough. Something like that. Third, we've got the Higher Blade. Now, this guy looks like a big hobgoblin, tall, strong, but not bulky, kind of athletic. Still with those jagged teeth. Alright, so maybe something around here. Kinda low down, bit of growl, bit of dirt in his voice. That kind of thing. Here to take Oethenfur, regardless of what it costs. Yeah. That kind of thing. I think this fits quite well. And last, but certainly not least, we have Gyrat? Gyrat? I'm going with Gyrat. Gyrat sounds pretty good to me. Again, super solid, Ollie. So this guy, probably similar to the Higher Blade. But I would say not as much gruff, but a bit more, like, bass to it. So rather than it being... probably easier if I go super gruff than lighten it. So where the Higher Blade was like, right, it's probably Gyrat's probably a little bit more around here. Bit of bass to it. Bit of power. Presence. We're here to take what's rightfully ours.
Not quite as much grit in the voice, but a bit more power, presence, a bit more of a projection of force.
Yeah, I'd say that works quite well for him. Though I do realize a lot of these are kind of getting close to like 40k and Warhammer Fantasy orcs, which that's not bad. That's not a bad thing necessarily. But yeah, I'd say that voice works pretty well. And that's everyone. That's all the models that come with Schism, Immolation of Oethenfur. However, if the project is backed successfully and does well, there are hopes in the future for doing other faction sets that could just slot right into the game and be played as the ones that come in the box, like the Warcalled and the Northmen. So, if you like the look of these models, if you like the sound of the game, then please check out the Kickstarter in the description and back the project. You can see it's there. I've backed it myself, 150 Canadian dollars. I'm going to get a set of this if it's funded. And only with people like you can we get it funded. Even if it's only $5, $10. And even if you can't spare that, just tell people about the project. Tell people you know that are interested in this sort of thing, that like tabletop war games, that like these kind of skirmish battle games. Let them know and show them like, hey, this project's going on and you might like it. Take a look. So anyway, thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much, Ollie, for sending me all of these pictures and little videos of the renders of the models. It's a lot of fun to do. So again, if you like the look at this, check out the Kickstarter down in the description. Also check out Ollie's Twitch and his Twitter, where he posts about his games, and on Twitch where he runs the games, including the one on Saturday that I'm a part of called Yarviskir Rock of the North, where I play Peep Morganach, the Kobold Fighter. Again, thank you very much for listening. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Mwah!